The first fight was between Lubuledin, one of the terrifying human soldiers, against the demon of terror, Thor, the king of thunder. To save time, I'll tell you who won. It was Thor. The second fight was between Mr. Adam against the demon king Zeus, and the winner was Zeus. So, the score was 2 in favor of the demons. The third fight was between the old man Kojiro, the veteran swordsman, against the water demon, Poseidon. Finally, the first real victory for humanity came with the win of King Kojiro. This made the score 2 for the demons and 1 for the humans. Let's move to the fourth fight, one of the most magnificent battles in the anime, Jack the Ripper from the human side against the strongest muscle-bound demon, the giant Heracles, who climbed the ladder of power until he reached the strength of the demons. However, Jack the Ripper effortlessly wiped the floor of the arena with him and won after a violent and difficult battle. This made the score 2-2, a tie. The awesome fifth fight was between Raiden from the humans and Shiva from the demons, and the victory went to Shiva. As for the sixth fight, it began and was the strangest battle in history because both sides were demons. Buddha joined the humans for fun against the demon of luck, Zero Fuku, Zero. It was the strongest battle in the entire anime and ended with Buddha's victory over Zero. This made the score 3-3, a tie. Fight, my friend, the final battle is about to begin. Will humanity's destiny change the score or not? The fight will be intense. Who will lead this epic? Will the humans endure, or will it be the end? And now, let's start the important third part. To join us and the friends, don't forget to subscribe and activate the bell button. Let's go. A story from the most beautiful novel. Let's go. The final battles begin. After Buddha's victory, Hermes says to Zeus, Buddha's betrayal is a major treason and a defeat for us. This is a severe blow to the humans. We must find a solution as quickly as possible. Zeus replies, I won't deny that these bastard humans turned out to be incredibly strong. We underestimated them too much. They literally destroyed us. 3 losses all at once. Oh my god. Hermes looks at Ares. Ares, will you fight? Ares initially hesitates. No, impossible. I don't like too much pressure. But he changes his mind. Wait a minute. I am Ares, the legendary god of war. No one is stronger than me. I am the first Olympian, the strongest god of war in history. That's why they want me to resolve the matter. No, wait. Oh, my god. The humans are powerful. They turned out to be terrifyingly strong. They beat 3 of us. If I lose, I will look like an absolute joke to the other demons. An Olympian demon, the god of war, and I'll have the arena floor wiped with me. That will be a catastrophe. Wait, what am I thinking? Ares, wake up. You are the legend. Everyone believes in you. I will win, which means I will win. There is no third option. He raises his hand, I will destroy them. Hades interrupts him, I will end the fight in our favor. Zeus is shocked, Hades, the king of Helheim himself. This is serious. Are you sure about this? Hades himself was upset, but in reality, he was dying of happiness. A burden had been lifted. Hades replies, there is no other solution. I have been waiting for this moment from the beginning. I will take revenge for my little brother from these scum. I'd like to remind you that Poseidon is Hades' younger brother. At that moment, Gaul met Brunhild, and they headed to the stands. Brunhild says, we are incredibly lucky. Buddha handed us a tie on a silver platter. Finally, this is our chance to defeat those damned demons. Moments later, they reached the room, but the shock was a replica of Brunhild standing in the room. Gaul malfunctions. What's going on? Who is the real one? Suddenly, the replica transformed into its true form, a pathetic kid with pink hair, acting like a sage. He tells them, let me tell you the future. The predicted winner in the Ragnarok arena is. Gaul is excited. Who will win? The kid shouts, the winner will be the demons. Gaul is terrified. Oh my god. We lost. The kid laughs uncontrollably. This little girl believed me. The prophet of the future, he said. Gaul is extremely embarrassed. How? I turned a million colors. He tricked me. Who is this vile, despicable kid? Brunhild replies, unfortunately, this is Michel. The filthiest and most despicable human throughout the ages. He's literally a lousy human being. His only job is to provoke people, nothing more. But this son of A is considered humanity's trump card. We won't use him unless things get completely messed up for us, because he is literally the Joker who will flip the scales. Is this true or not? We will see in the upcoming episodes, my friend. Suddenly, a message arrives on her phone. Brunhild freezes in place. Oh, damn it. Out of all people, he is the one who will be against us now. It was then she learned that their opponent would be the king of Helheim himself, Hades. Gaul cries, "Oh, my God. I'm going to cry." And Michelle sings. A terrible headache. A headache, my friend. Brunhild literally explodes in anger and hits both of them. If they want it this way, I have no objection. There is only one opponent who can fight that vile Hades. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. The aggressor is the most unjust. Since they brought us the king of Helheim, we will bring them a legendary king worthy of him, Qin Shi Huang. What? What is that name? At that moment, a young man with a red blindfold over his eyes broke through all the castle walls, my friend, looking for the waiting room. He accidentally saw the VIP room. Yes, this must be my room. In this room sat Ares and Hermes. Both are devastated. Hermes says, "Who would have thought that Hades would fight himself and join the battle? I wanted to make you proud, but what can we do? I can't refuse a brother who wants to take revenge for his brother." Wow, wow. A moment ago, you were dying of fear and crying. Hermes is surprised. Wait a minute. Were you planning to participate or what? Brother, thank your lord that Ares took your place. Ares cries. Brother, don't say that to my face. Say it behind my back, at least. But it doesn't matter. Our victory is guaranteed, brother. Brother, look at the arena. The fight will be something to behold. This sight is worthy of the legendary king of Helheim, isn't it? Hermes replies, the problem is, we don't know who the human fighter who will face him is. Ares says, it doesn't matter. Hades will step on his face like an onion. Suddenly, King Qin Shi Huang enters and sits in Hades' chair. Ares is shocked. Hermes is also shocked. Brother, who is sitting there? He's sitting in the chair of the King of Kings, the King of the Demon Kings. That human is sitting there. Go find yourself a rough spot to sit on. He tried to grab him, but suddenly Ares was terrified, flipped over, and was thrown to the floor without any warning. Oh, my God. Ares can't comprehend what happened. How is my face on the floor? Hermes stands in front of him, terrified. Qin Shi Huang calmly says, any place I sit on becomes my throne. Understood. Ares explodes with rage. I was speaking to you with all respect, but it seems respect is not working with you. Qin Shi Huang wasn't even paying attention to him. Ares got even more heated and grabbed him again. I am Ares, the legendary god of war. Qin Shi Huang threw him again as if he were a bag of guava, smashing him into the wall, my friend. Ares doesn't understand what happened. He was thrown twice, his dignity was shattered twice, and his image was ruined twice. Oh, my God. It's a good thing he didn't enter the arena. This is not the god of war, this is the god of laughter. He was humiliated outside the arena. Hermes doesn't understand. We don't understand. The writer doesn't understand what is happening, guys. Someone explain it to us. Qin Shi Huang shouts, where's the juice? Hermes pours him some of the pure honey juice. Qin Shi Huang is impressed by the taste. You seem polite. What's your name? Hermes replies humbly, my name is Hermes, one of the 12 gods of the underworld. Ares gets angry. Hermes is speaking politely. Ares is very angry. How dare you, you despicable human. Suddenly, Gaul opens the door and slams it into the wall for the third time. Brother, I suggest you leave. They have insulted you too much. Your dignity is gone. There is no dignity. Gaul shouts, finally, I found you. I've been looking for you for an hour, and I finally managed to find you because of the holes you made in the walls. Brunhild tells him, I warned you many times not to leave your room, your waiting room. Stay in it without permission. And you destroyed the castle with your stupidity. Qin Shi Huang replies, on the contrary, the further we walk on the right path, the sun will come out and illuminate the place and guide us to the way. He's trying to say a proverb, but he doesn't understand it, and neither do we. He reminds us of the guy in Gumball, when a human sleeps, he wakes up, and after he wakes up, he sleeps, and fish do not fly. Please, sir, please think about this for the sake of human disobedience. No one understood a word he said. Ares is terrified. His words are incomprehensible. He seems dangerous. Man, be quiet, man, be quiet. Brunhild apologizes to them for the inconvenience. Come on, come with me. Let's go back to the waiting room. Qin Shi Huang refuses. I like this spot. I'll sit here and watch the next fight from here. Brunhild replies, son, focus. It's your turn next. You're going to fight. Qin Shi Huang flies with excitement. He literally flies, my friend. Brunhild tells him, calm down, man. Calm down, Sparrow. Come with me to the waiting room. We don't want any problems, please. Let it pass peacefully. But Qin Shi Huang refuses for the second time. Didn't I tell you that the place I walk is the shining sunlight, guys? Leave him alone, guys. He will drown us in incomprehensible proverbs. We won't benefit from anything. His presence is like his absence. Suddenly, the announcer begins to shout, finally, it's time for the final fight. The score is tied. The decisive battle between the demons and the humans. In the human corner, the king Qin Shi Huang. But strangely, no one appeared. Suddenly, strange shadows appeared in the stands. They moved quickly and formed a large line in the middle. The shock was that they were the emperors of Chinese history. The strongest generals of the great China in ancient times. They have big names and huge, giant bodies. And their names are truly long, my friend. I can't even pronounce one of them, Qin Shi Huang Hojie, something difficult. The point is, they are strong, that's it. Suddenly, these emperors set up a giant red carpet over their heads, oh my god. Just for King Qin Shi Huang to walk on. Oh, what a level of status he has. The announcer is nervous. He doesn't know what to say, but he whispers to himself, I have to improvise. The presentation is ruined. He continues to shout, he has fought bloody battles. The young king of kings who united China after 550 years of deadly wars. He united China. He built palaces and towers. And the first human to come close to the title of emperor. The emperor of the mountains in China. Wow. Awesome. This is a legendary title that no one has reached but him. The demons were angry because he came out of Hades' exit in the first place. He came out of the demon's exit. Gaul shouts, oh, my god. He looks blind. How will he fight with that blindfold he put on his face? He even entered through the wrong entrance. At that moment, Alvitra entered the arena. She is one of the 13 Valkyries, and she merged with Qin Shi Huang. Thus, Qin Shi Huang's weapon was complete. At this moment, Hades headed to the exit with Poseidon's weapon. One of Poseidon's servants, named Proteus, stopped him. Proteus handed him Poseidon's trident and begged him to avenge his master. Hades tells him, don't worry, I will avenge my little brother because it is my duty. He merged the blade with the sacred spear and entered the ancient Ragnarok arena. The announcer is enchanted. Finally, he has appeared in our world. We will witness a power that no human or demon in the world will ever see. The person the 4 monsters of hell are terrified of. The oldest of the 3 demon kings in the world. The king of Helheim himself has joined the terrifying battle. The killing king Hades. The 7th round is about to begin between the king of the demons and the king of the humans. Without wasting any time or any. Hades advances calmly. Unfortunately, your fate is known. Forgive me, but I must avenge my little brother, and unfortunately, you are the victim. Everyone is standing and waiting, literally waiting with excitement. Humanity's fate is at stake. Qin Shi Huang charges at him with a quick and sudden strike. Qin Shi Huang dodges it, but the earring he is wearing is broken by the force of the attack. Hades charges at him with quick and terrifying stabs and thrusts. Qin Shi Huang adopts a defensive stance, dodging the attack, but Hades flexes his muscles and flies into the sky, destroying the ground with his spear drop attack. Even though Qin Shi Huang dodged the attack, Qin was injured. But how? Hades' spear has no solution, even the air in the sky is like a sharp sword for Hades. Hades took the opportunity and charged at him with a second quick and treacherous strike, but Qin Shi Huang changed the trajectory of the blow with his attack in his fist, countering the spear with terrifying force, hitting Hades in the chest. Oh my god! It destroyed his ribs. But how? How did he do that? That Qin kid did an unexpected move. Qin Shi Huang tells him, I heard they call you the king of Helheim, but unfortunately for you, there is only one king, and that is me. Brother, that is peak coolness, man. That kid is awesome, by God. Speaking of Qin Shi Huang, I will tell you everything about him. Thousands of years ago, in the days of ignorance and all that, those stupid humans used to worship pathetic monsters in China, an animal with 6 legs and 1 head, and an animal with 4 legs, a square head, and square eyes, strange talk. And in another place, they worshipped an animal that looked like iron, with sharp teeth and a strange shape, the worship of idols, God forbid. The days of Abu Yal and Abu Lahab. At that time, there was a giant monster that looked like a dog running, acting like a legendary demon, and making humans believe that if they didn't listen to his words, the world would turn upside down and the scales would be ruined, and all that nonsense. They used to get permission from him to become kings and all that in their small countries, and in return, they would bring him some humans as a sacrifice, God forbid. For example, 100 or 200 humans. He wanted to make them a stew and make them a salad and freeze them. All kinds of ready-made food. And those stupid humans believed the talk, and things went on like this for a number of years until Qin Shi Huang came. As a start, he occupied the 6 states in China and literally united China. He headed to the mountain where that disabled giant lived. The giant was eating, and everything was going great for him. He tells him, you finally arrived. You are the person who defeated the 6 states, aren't you? You look young, but I congratulate you. You are the bravest of all humans. Everyone else came to me and soiled themselves out of fear. They were terrified when they saw me and wished for mercy and all that nonsense, except you. You are standing without moving. That's why I will give you a legendary offer that no one has ever taken before in life. What do you say to giving us 100,000 of your citizens every 5 years? Huh? What do you say? Nothing better than this. Qin Shi Huang replies, the gift is ready right here. And a bag full of dirt. The monster got very angry. What is this filth you brought me? Qin Shi Huang replies, this dirt is everywhere. Eat as much of it as you want. The monster got very angry. I warn you for the last time. Everyone before you obeyed my commands without any discussion except you. All you have to do is obey now, and I will overlook anything you have done. Qin Shi Huang replies, by God, this face deserves something good. I actually put a cloth over my eyes because I don't want to vomit because of your disgusting appearance. The monster exploded with anger, and that was the last straw. A terrifying battle ensued between them, and of course, the winner was Qin Shi Huang. The fight lasted for 6 continuous days, and since then, Qin Shi Huang has been known as the strongest fighter throughout the ages in China. Back to Ragnarok. After Qin Shi Huang's terrifying attack on Hades, Hades was thrown down without moving. Gaul doesn't understand what happened. Brunhild explains to her, this is Qin Shi Huang's fighting style, which he acquired while fighting the giant monster. This style is a combination of the strongest weapons in the world, the sword, the shield, the bow, the spear, the dagger, and the halberd. Ares is surprised because this is the same technique that the kid used on him. He was thrown like a bag of guava before he could even blink. Hermes tells him, I know you are a mass of muscles and don't understand anything, but I will try my best, as much as I can, to explain to you, you watermelon head. Quite simply, Qin Shi Huang used a power to reverse Hades' attack with the same force, and this technique seems easy to you, right? But using this technique against Hades is what is difficult in itself. The shock is that Hades suffered a fatal injury to his chest. The problem is that the damage was reflected back at him with greater force. Hades says to him, I have a question. Well, I have a question for you. Qin Shi Huang says to him, okay, go ahead. I'm all ears. Hades asks him, what is the definition of the word king to you? Qin Shi Huang replies, easy. A king neither surrenders nor submits nor waits for help, and always fights with all his might. Hades explodes with laughter. He laughs hysterically. Qin Shi Huang continues to laugh with him. No one understands anything. What exactly are they laughing at? This is a fight to the death. What's funny about it? Qin is bursting with laughter, and the other is laughing out loud. But suddenly Qin Shi Huang says to him, what exactly are we laughing at? The kid was just following along. Hades replies, you are like someone I know. He replied and said exactly the same thing you did. Yes, it was his younger brother, the sea demon Poseidon. And in honor of him, I will never lose, no matter the cost. Especially not to a pathetic human king like you. Hades gathers all his strength and charges at him with a powerful blow, like a devastating hammer. Qin Shi Huang uses a legendary technique, the Holy Shield. At first glance, it appears that the force of Qin Shi Huang's shield is dominant, but Hades' devastating power overcame it in a terrifying way, literally crushing him into the ground like an insect. Oh my god! Is this the end? No, no. Qin Shi Huang is still alive, but he suffered serious injuries. He whispers, "My body is definitely covered in wounds after that blow." Hades says to him, "Do you still want to fight?" Qin Shi Huang removes the bandage from his eyes, and immediately the legends of China show immediate respect to the king. Oh boy! Things got more and more heated. Hades didn't miss the opportunity and rained down quick attacks on him, but Qin Shi Huang is astonishingly agile. He dodged all the attacks. Hades quickly changed his attack to the devastating hammer. Qin Shi Huang tried to block it again in the same way, but this time its power was intense. But the shock, my friend, is that Qin Shi Huang used his secret move, the air bullet. He fired a bullet of air, my friend, which hit Hades' body, weakening Hades' power in a fraction of a second, and reversed the attack in an instant, my friend, throwing Hades to the ground. He tried to finish him off, but Hades stood up again and thinks about how this happened. How did he reverse my attack? Qin Shi Huang feels terrible pain in his chest, but despite the pain, he is still smiling and charges at him with terrifying speed. He used the same air technique, air breathing, the direct air bullet. He sends a small bubble of air, my friend, into Hades' body, but not at just any point, at a specific point that disturbs all the concentration of the chi power and control located inside the body, completely changing his attack with a fatal blow. He penetrates Hades' body with the terrifying dragon claw. Oh my god! This human broke the demon's expectations in every way. Zeus enters the room. Yes, let's watch. Heat it up. We want blood. Let the people gather. This old man is literally jumping for joy. The battle is devastating, and people are dying, and he's coming to dance. Let's return to the fight. Hades understands Qin Shi Huang's style. Who would have expected that a simple mass of air would change the course of the battle like this? What he doesn't know is that Qin Shi Huang's eye sees the sensitive spots in Hades' body, like stars. They light up clearly. I will explain to you, my friend. Qin Shi Huang means that he sees Hades' chi energy, and this is like a halo. It surrounds and moves in specific places on the human body, and when you strike, the concentration of chi is completely destroyed, changing their attack with a devastating blow. But as usual, talking is easier than doing. This is almost impossible for anyone, and this shows the extent of Qin Shi Huang's power and experience, because he strikes the air bullet at the movement of the chi energy, which is impossible on a moving body, not even a stationary one. Gaul asks Brunhild, well, since Qin sees the chi like stars, why does he put a bandage over his eye? Brunhild replies, unfortunately, as soon as a person gains a supernatural power, he must sacrifice something for it. Suddenly, Qin suffered the same injury as Hades. Oh, my god. But how and why? It turns out that Qin Shi Huang's power makes him feel the exact same pain as his opponent. Hades pities him. Your life was difficult, weak human. Qin Shi Huang replies, on the contrary, this pain is what makes me the strongest king throughout the ages. But Qin Shi Huang was the most cursed prince in China. A prince with a story that makes eyes and ears bleed. Hated. Cursed. All and millions of curses and hatred were thrown upon him. Hundreds of years ago, specifically in the Battle of Changping, it is said that General Bai Qi buried more than 450,000 soldiers, and this is a small thing compared to you. No, the greater disaster is that he buried them alive, that son of a something at the height of wickedness and filth, my brother. And a year later, Prince Zisha had a child in the enemy city, and that was Qin Shi Huang. But he escaped the scandal and returned to Qin again. And his mother also left him and ran away. He was raised alone, an orphan. After several years, the city was invaded by Qin, and he was displaced to one of the neighboring countries or villages. However, they put him in a small house with 2 guards at his door to protect him. Even if his father abandoned him, he was still the prince's son and the legitimate heir to the throne. Despite the terrible pain he lived through, he was always smiling to make them leave him alone and all that. At that moment, a female warrior appeared in the house named Zhuang Xiang, and she would be with him always as his personal guard. Zhuang tried to scare him. I can do whatever I want to you. I can roast you for breakfast, boil you for lunch, stew you, fry you at night. It doesn't matter. I have no problem. And of course, Qin Shi Huang smiles as usual and thanks her. This is the only solution. He asks her, what would you like to drink? Would you like anything? Some. Zhuang got angry. You, kid. It's impossible for you to be a 7-year-old child. Others your age cry about anything, and you don't do anything but smile. Qin Shi Huang was terrified and apologized to her and smiled the same fake smile. Since then, Qin Shi Huang has been living with Zhuang Xiang. One day, they went down to the market, and everything was going smoothly. Zhuang bought a pie for him and all that, but as soon as the seller saw him, he immediately threw the pie on the ground and looked at him with a murderous look. Zhuang got angry. What did he do? Why did you do that? Qin Shi Huang took the pie and ate it and smiled with a look of fear. It turned out that he was hated by all the residents. No one could stand him at all. Everyone wished him the most horrific death. Some wanted to bury him alive, some wanted to shoot arrows at him, and some wanted to stab him. It was a tragedy. This captive prince, they wanted to kill him and get rid of him. And because of him, they were displaced and lived through all this suffering. Of course, he is not to blame at all. His father was the cause. He has nothing to do with it, even though he never went to the state of Qin in the first place, but there's no use. People are very stupid. Poor Qin can't do anything but smile falsely and not speak. But as soon as they returned home, a strange burn appeared on his body. Zhuang was shocked. What is happening? When did these injuries appear on you? Qin Shi Huang explains to her that as soon as he sees someone injured, he feels the same feeling, and this is a rare condition called synesthesia without touch. This means that if someone in front of you is injured and you see it, the same wound is transmitted to your body. Your mind convinces your body that it suffered the same injury and wound, even if it is not there, but the same pain and the same torment appear on you and you feel it. This was a terrifying torment for Qin Shi Huang because he sees the pains, the hatred of people, and wounds that cannot be healed. But Zhuang Xiang's words changed Qin completely. She gave him that bandage to cover his eyes so he wouldn't see the pains of the people, and from here, his life began to change for the better, my friend. But 2 years later, the king of Qin died, and Prince Zishu became the first king, and for the first time, they recognized Qin as a prince and the legitimate heir to the rule. As soon as Qin left the city of Zhao, some soldiers followed him out and tried to kill him because he was the heir to the throne, but Zhuang Xiang defended him and finished them off, but she suffered fatal injuries. Her wish was for Qin to reach the throne and rule the entire world, because this girl saw Qin as her only son who was buried alive with the 450,000 dead soldiers. She was trying to save him in any way possible but failed and met Qin Shi Huang in the end and considered him like a son to her. This is what happened, my friend, and a sad past, honestly. The climax. Let's return to the fight. Hades tells him, do you think you are a greater king than me? Are you an idiot in the head or what? Qin Shi Huang replies, I respect your strength, but I have a promise that I must fulfill. Hermes replies, the feeling is mutual, but there is a point of strength with Qin Shi Huang, which is the Valkyrie weapon. Did you forget, or what? Without it, he would have been gone long ago. Ares grabs Hermes. Do something. Do something. Damn your mind. We are going to lose. Look for a solution for the air bullets that this pathetic human is using. Hermes calms him down with a quick punch to the ear. The hardest punch in a fight is the punch that is not seen, my friend, and by using Qin Shi Huang's technique, the opponent doesn't even know he's been hit until the damage is done. Ares is shaking Hermes in disbelief. Shake me like juice. Find a solution, brother. Zeus says, the power, solidity, and speed are in Hades' favor, but this human is using a weapon stronger than all of that. Who would have expected that humans would be this strong? Let's return to the fight. The epic began with a quick charge from Hades and a reply of air bullets from Qin Shi Huang, but that son of a gun Hades started to block them and hit him with a knee to the chin and successive blows from both sides. The fight is intense beyond description.